As my mind raced due to my deep thoughts and planning, I was actually draining. But the next question was how I would survive at Stellar Academy. That wasn't even the biggest problem. As this was my reality now, would I be able to survive in this world? This made me wish I had something that could aid me in this situation. That is when I recalled I had a notification that I had not checked earlier. Opening the notification, I found that the Constellation project was offering me a choice among 3 rewards. A downgraded version of the items I had used in the game, a downgraded version of the skills I had used in the game, and experience points. I didn't expect to get such a thing, as I pondered which to choose. I considered selecting the items I had used in the game, since I needed the returning light or praise of the flash. However, recalling that these were high-grade items, I realized the Constellation project would severely downgrade them. Thinking about the advanced skill Hyperblink and how powerful it was, the system corrected me and explained that if I chose the skills I used in the game, Hyperblink would be downgraded to Enhanced Blink. The system also notified me that, due to my lack of narrative power, I could not obtain the full version of the things I once had. I learned that narrative power was actually the force that drives the progression of the story. If I explored areas I had not discovered, I would earn narrative power. This made me ask the system if it was just telling me I could not use late-game items, since I was a newbie. Seeing no reply from the system confirmed my suspicion. What about the bulbul glasses? I asked. According to the system examination, it could actually provide them to me. All right, then give them to me, I requested. A blue light blinded the area, and a pair of glasses appeared in my hands. Seeing them, I never thought there would be a day I would wear them. Bulbul glasses was an item that contained all the information I had ever gathered in the game. In the game, it was impossible for players to recall and read information about monsters or acquired knowledge, so players developed their own unique ways to store information. I had created the bulbul glasses for that very purpose. Its stats allowed it to store every piece of information I ever came across. Its special feature, the bulbul folder seal, consumed mind power to activate. I ordered the bulbul seal folder to open, and a list of information appeared: alchemy materials, dungeons, hunting grounds, monsters, and characters. Seeing all this, I knew it was sufficient for now. Since this was my real life, I wasn't sure how much grinding would be needed, and I couldn't keep relying on the game system. However, I also knew I could regain at least half of the abilities I had used in the game. Looking at the familiar blue-haired girl, I could now see her name was Isel. She was looked down upon as the eldest daughter of the traitor Molf Duchy. People around whispered angrily, wondering why she dared to show herself. Another warned his accomplice to keep his voice down in case he was overheard. Azel. That name rang a bell. One of the unique features of the bulbul glasses allowed me to check the character information within the story. Azel Molf. Status fake heroine. Ice lightning mage. Likes pickled juice with pizza. Background: eldest daughter of Molf Duchy, whose downfall followed her father's death. She later dies. I was shocked. She was that fake heroine. To explain, in the original romance fantasy novel Don't Love the Princess, Isel lost her entire family and grew by confronting the schemes of the villainous princess, Hong Bion. In the end, she fell in love with the male protagonist, who protected her. However, readers did not accept this ending. When the game adaptation was created, a character named Flame was added, taking over the heroine's role. Flame had her own backstory. She was allegedly a woman from the modern world who loved reading Don't Touch the Princess. She was transported into this world, and unlike the novel, she became the true heroine, causing Aisel to be labeled as a fake heroine. Despite many trials and efforts, players could not save Aisel in any route, leading to her tragic fate. But all of that had nothing to do with me. Was it my imagination, or had I seen her somewhere before? Maybe I was just overthinking. I should get ready to depart the flying ship. Finally, at Stellar Academy, everyone was assembled as an old man addressed us. We are all aware that dark demonic humans are mages who embraced otherworldly power and transformed into monsters. Even at this moment, proceed with their invasion, opening persona gates and liberating ancient dungeons to encroach upon the magic world from beyond. As mages, it is your destiny to protect the world from the forces of darkness. 2 students scoffed, dismissing his words as mere motivational nonsense. The next part of the ceremony was the oath ceremony for students who had been admitted with high scores, as well as the freshman representative. As we proceeded forward, I realized that the villainous Princess Hong Bion, Aisel, and standing between them, Flame were all among us. Seeing their faces full of life and brightness, it was clear they deserved their roles as main characters. However, the brightest among all of us here was the young man beside me, Mu-Sung, the student who had entered Stellar Academy with the highest score. This was some bullshit. This motherfucker was not only incredibly handsome, but also a genius. Like, pick a disability, my guy.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
Looking at him, I realized this was truly the famous Mu-Sung. Mu-Sung was the embodiment of the phrase, "From the heavens above to the earth below, I walk the path of supremacy alone." His mana status nearing level 9, close to the realm of deities, he stood above all geniuses, capable of manipulating all elements in this world. Even if I couldn't reach the true ending, I should at least try to avoid the bad endings and ensure this freak, Mu-Sung, stayed on the good side. However, that ultimately depended on Flame and how she acted from here on. Since she was from the same reality as I was, it would be beneficial to get along with her. Things would become difficult if she considered me an enemy. If that happened, I would face rejection. Since I had the upper hand in terms of information, there was no need to take unnecessary risks. The difference between her and me was that she was a novel romance fantasy processor. I was a game fantasy processor. I took my oath. I knew my role in this situation was not significant. My importance was about as much as a shop in an NPC village. Furthermore, the heroine Flame had a special ability to cleanse dark demonic humans. However, she also had another ability to impoverish those around her, reducing the quality of their growth. I knew this would seriously and surely affect me too. My role was to support the main characters while keeping my distance as much as possible. With that, the meeting concluded, marking the completion of the second episode, Enrollment into Stellar Academy.